A few months ago, I was sitting at the dinner table with my family, and my kids said something that stopped me cold. I don't even remember the exact words, but the gist of it was they were talking about what they wanted to be when they grew up. And then they looked at me and said something like, "But I guess you don't always get to do what you want." I laughed it off in the moment, but that line followed me around for days. I wondered, where did they learn that? They didn't read it in a book. They didn't see it on TV. They learned it from watching me. I'm the nosy coach, and today I want to talk about something that I think most dads don't think about nearly enough. Not because we don't care, but because it's invisible. It's not a conversation, it's not a lesson, it's just us, every day, on repeat. Here's the idea. Your kids are not learning how to live from what you tell them. They're learning it from what they watch you actually do. Every single day, in 1,000 small moments, you don't even notice you're being watched. You can tell your kid, follow your dreams all day long. We're all guilty of it. I still do it. But if they watch you get up every morning, sigh at your phone, drag yourself to a job you're checked out of, and you come home, probably checked out too, that's the lesson. That's the one that sticks with them. Not the speech, the pattern. Think about it this way. Your kids are building their blueprint for adulthood right now, and you are the primary reference point. When they see you talk about work, what do they hear? Do they hear someone who's engaged, who has things that he's working towards, who occasionally gets excited about something? Or do they mostly hear complaints about the commute, complaints about the boss, complaints about the grind, or even simply always counting down to the weekend? Because if all they hear is that countdown, here's what they're learning. That adulthood is something you endure. That a job is just a thing you do to afford the life you live around it. That passion and effort are for kids, and grown-ups just put their heads down and get through it. Now think about how you've handled setbacks. When something doesn't go your way, do your kids see you get frustrated and shut down? Or do they see you adjust, try again, talk through it out loud? Because kids who never see an adult struggle and recover don't learn how to struggle and recover. They just learn to avoid struggle altogether. And here's the one that gets me the most. When do they see you try something new? Think about your kid's whole life. Have they ever watched you start something you weren't good at yet? Have they seen you learn a new skill? Or have they seen you take a risk? Or most importantly, have they seen you fail at something in front of them and keep going anyway? If the answer is not really or no, then what you're modeling without meaning to is that growth stops at adulthood. That's the finish line. And once you cross it, you just maintain. And that becomes their blueprint too. None of this is said out loud. None of it is a lecture. It's just the air your kids breathe every single day at home. And they are absorbing it, whether you realize it or not. Now, I want to be really careful here because I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. Guilt is useless here. It just sits there. What I want instead is for you to feel something different. Excitement, opportunity. Because here's the flip side of everything I just said. If your kids are watching everything, that means every small change you make is also being absorbed. You don't need a dramatic life overhaul for this to matter. You don't need to become a different person. You just need your kids to catch you every once in a while doing the thing you'd want them to do. Let them see you try something new, even if you're bad at it. Let them see you talk about a goal, working towards it, and either you hit that goal or you miss it, but you try again. Let them hear you talk about your work, your interests, your life, with even just the smallest flicker of energy instead of just routine. Because here's the thing, kids don't need a perfect dad. They need a real one who's still growing, one who shows them that 40 isn't the end of becoming someone, it's just the middle of the story. That's actually the whole reason I started this. This show, this channel, whatever it becomes, who knows. But I'm doing it partly so that my own kids can see their dad trying something new, putting himself out there. May be a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to keep going anyway. I want them to know that's allowed at any age, especially this one. So here's your one thing this week. Find one small way to let your kids see you try. It doesn't have to be big. Could be picking up something you used to love and gave up on. Could be talking out loud about a goal at dinner, even a small one. It could even just be letting them see you fail at something and laugh about it instead of getting frustrated. You're not performing for them. You're just letting them see the real version of you, the one that's still in motion. That's it. That's the whole assignment. Just let them catch you in motion. In the next episode, we'll shift gears. It's called 1 Degree of Change, and we're going to get practical. Because feeling motivated is great, but it doesn't mean much without a way to act on it. I'll show you how the smallest possible shift can be the one that actually sticks. If this one landed for you, and I have a feeling it might hit a little different than the last 2 episodes, sit with it for a minute. Listen to it again before you do anything else. Then, when you're ready, send it to someone else who might need to hear it. I'm the Nosy Coach. Go give your kid a high five. I'll see you next time.